Decided on how you want to organize the data at Embry-Riddle to put it into Weka?
Yeah, I think we're gonna want all of the time, like the 15-minute segments.
Like I suggested? Okay.
Yeah.
So I will start work on that as soon as I can. We'll take what we've already done, and I'll just modify the script to put in all the 15. We don't need the times then, is all we need is the precipitation at each time by column. You were gonna make a comment, Jeremiah?
So I found a Python library, I guess you could call it, that is able to write R files if we want to try and convert it to an R.
Okay, but first, regardless, it still needs to be put
The
into,
CSV first.
well, into the correct format. And then right now, the format that Embry-Riddle, the first format that we stripped off the information, basically just puts the information that's on the web page into a CSV file by appropriate columns. But that still can't be read in as an R file or even into Weka as a CSV file. Because it's just not quite the right format in that the features aren't really aligning. Is that what you're getting at in Florida?
Say yes.
Okay. So, and I think it was David, he emailed me regarding when he tried to read in the files that I generated, getting a file type mismatch.
Yeah, basically MATLAB won't touch that CSV file. I mean, it just throws back an error. I mean, he said it was because it has numeric data in it.
Right. Did you get my email responding? The problem is,
Yeah.
okay.
And I looked through your code and I tried to kind of decipher what you had done to try to emulate it myself. But I won't lie, I wasn't able to really figure out what your code was doing.
Line by line.
Right.
The line.
I use more low-level file read operation. CSV read is a built-in MATLAB command and basically requires everything to be numeric data, which is a real limitation. But it does have the options, and if you notice file open and file close commands, and pretty much then it's just reading it in at a more low level. And I had to learn about that just for dealing with your data. I didn't know about that in MATLAB until I tried to read in your data.
So it doesn't take in.
It won't take in strings. CSV string read won't take in any sort of string data.
So you have to assign each gene to a number. Could you do that? And then,
Oh, and in our case, we have.
oh, right, because they're doing. Yeah, my bad.
Right,
I'm getting our data sets mixed up.
right. But I can go ahead and start working on taking that CSV file and using the times to put it into the correct position. And all, because I do have the reading and writing out of it done. I don't have MATLAB on this computer, so I can't go over the appropriate code, but I can do that offline. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we're gonna want, so that'll be the next step at Embry-Riddle. And we have a question in here, at Adams State concerning the nature of the data, to my source. And, but regardless of that, there are some things that we can proceed with, okay? And again, it's gonna take a little bit of scripting, to read the data in and doing the averaging of, whenever there's duplicates. So I'm not sure, were there other questions that, let's start again in Florida, that you had concerning how to proceed at this stage?
We're just trying to get it to convert.
Convert, I think there's a two of you just that.
Yeah, I mean, really, we're trying to figure out what, like,
I remember, I remember.
which category is going to be important. I'm trying to get any art file into Weka to see what it does with it, and trying to play with it a little bit, and I think that I'll be able to get a better idea of what we need in the file itself.
I mean, you might, what you could do is take, say, 5 or 10 lines. If you're trying to figure out how to do Weka with it, what you could do is take 5 or 10 lines and in the Florida group and just manually put it into the right format and then see how that works within Weka. I'm not suggesting that as something you want to do for 168,000 lines. And so for that we'll
Be a little crazy.
that, right, but just to make sure that that's the correct format that you want to use. It shouldn't be that difficult. As I say, I should have time maybe beginning this evening or definitely this weekend to put that code together. Because I'm also going to be doing some code for the Adams State group to try to get the averaging.
I could do the code myself.
Okay, then you're responsible.
As I say, I thought you do it in Java pretty easy with a couple of array lists.
Yeah, James and James got it.
If you
I'm
want to,
gone, but it's easy to do. I can do it next week when I get
it'd
back.
probably be easiest in Python.
Any language that allows a base where you can see if a value's already in there. If it is, throw the two in another one, and then iterate all your currents, find all the duplicates. That way you don't waste time,
Right.
go over, do all the duplicates.
You're probably going to want like more of a while loop because some duplicates
Well, yeah,
will
when you
have
do
2, some of them will have 5. Right, an average of each of the.
You lost me at loop.
So, are we all on the right path here? That's kind of more the question at this point. Here
I
and
think so.
you think so?
I can,
And
Yeah,
It'd be pretty easy for more than two.
this is going to be the tricky work. I mean, I don't know what else I can bring right now other than helping with actual coding. Like looping,
I'm pretty loopy.
I know.
What's not plus D? Anyone?
But,
Oh, I thought you were,
no, I'm on this week.
had a question or comment.
No. When do we have to have, we have to turn in our, so you-
Result, yeah, by the end of the semester.
Oh, well.
So that's the project deadline. So pretty much from here till the end of,
We're just polishing.
we're gonna be working through, processing through each stage.
Okay.
And so,
The first stage is just getting it.
They have a question.
okay, go ahead.
And two.
Yeah, the question is, we tried to use the Weka to import the CSV file, change it to ERFF, but they just crashed even a very simple file, small CSV file. I don't know what's wrong with that. The version problem, or I tried this before, it works.
Okay, I can't, without seeing exactly what's going wrong, I don't know,
Just blame Java.
pardon?
Just blame Java.
Convert the file from CSV to P.
A simple CSV file.
No, isn't that what they're saying earlier? Is that,
Let's take a look at,
put the CSV file into
They were talking
Weka?
about that.
I guess I should,
Well, isn't it
So-
the
Something
same?
about Wecker earlier.
let's see if I can, if I look at Weka, if I bring up Weka,
They can't get the data into your program. You get errors.
so not a big Weka file. We have to come up with a simple CSV file. Where is Weka?
It's on the desktop.
Oh, there it is.
Who asked them?
So let's just see if we can, let's maybe take, well, we haven't done any of the averaging here. I bet you this is a huge file, but let's see, this is our,
Remember to save it as a CSV if you haven't done.
the other thing is, what is the format for CSV files for Weka? Do we need a header file, a header line at the top?
That's a good point. I mean, is the Weka solution for a bunch of metadata?
I'm guessing that they don't want a header on it.
Well, let's go to the documentation.
Fair enough. I thought
What
it
a
would
concept.
That's thinking outside.
But I'm just thinking the way that they've got the ARF set up, telling it what each row means, they don't want.
Maybe I should read.
So documentation, let's take a look here.
Wanna find out?
I think you wanna put that in the search engine
Yes.
for Weka CSV file format.
Or we can converting CSV to ARF. Can I use CSV files?
Yes, but
Yes, but it can be frustrating, they don't contain information about.
whether columns and rows.
So so we probably wanna do a conversion, converting CSV,
And look,
and there are built in,
Henderson.
within Weka, there's built-in CSV loader into an instances object, and then ARF saver.
Interesting.
So here we go.
I even give you that just when you do it.
So, see, this is,
That's an error 404. It says down below. An error has occurred.
okay, here you could do a command line, it looks like, and see what happens.
That would be interesting.
So,
Let's try it.
what,
That's gonna require Weka being in the path, and it's
Weka's not in the path
not.
of Java, right?
Yeah.
Or wait, you might be able to,
You could probably find an online tool.
well, I'm thinking we've got these command line interface on Weka. This is within Weka.
Ah, I bet that's where they want you to put
That's
it.
where you want to put that command line,
So then Weka's
in the path.
CSV loader is in the path.
Right. So let's go back to, if I can find it, the command that we want, Java Weka core converters .csv loader. And then we want a file name, which we don't have yet.
Okay, so let's make our CSV file.
So now we have to make our CSV file,
So export that.
and it didn't say what format. Do I want the headers or do I want not the headers?
I guess try it with the headers.
So let's save this,
I mean, it's going to need something to get.
save
started.
as, and probably someplace where Weka can see it.
So put it in your downloads folder again.
Would Weka see it in my downloads folder?
You can
Yeah.
tell where it's going to be located.
Right. So, and this was, what was the GSoft?
1280.
1280.
Make sure you type them as CSV, not Excel, real quick.
And
Uh,
CS, I have
That's for
CSV right
DOS.
there.
That's the cost of it.
There we go. CSV file. And then we want to do
I gotta tell it where the file is.
C colon,
Does it-
You might need 2 slashes.
No, it should just be one.
You can try with one and see if it fails, then you'll do that.
and what was the,
Or just go to your downloads folder in the Explorer. So. Right click up at the top and copy address as text or address
okay,
and paste.
probably the whole thing.
It doesn't support paste.
It just did.
Just did I copy it right? Copy address as text. There it goes.
Okay, so then,
Backslash.
what we named it GSoft 1280,
GSoft 1280
CSV.
and we want to change it to
No,
GSoft.
you gotta
You need a
go-
greater than sign.
Yeah,
Oh,
tell it
okay.
what the output is.
1280.arg. Did it get a whole bunch of error messages?
Probably a whole bunch of debug messages.
No, it looks like it's just printing out every line of it.
Oh, this isn't the right
That's
line.
Oh, wait, file not found exception.
Simple CLI props. So regardless of the format,
Check your.
so that's
Oh.
the CLI properties. Cannot find the path specified.
It might be because you didn't tell it where to save that other file, you just told it to save it as
Oh,
a.
yeah.
Okay, but regardless of that, I notice a problem, right? As we go down here, so it's relation GSoft 1280, so it is getting these attributes here.
So do we have an art file saved out there?
So really, that's a good question.
I mean,
It converted it, I mean, you could almost just copy and paste all of this, except for this, final line that needs to be gone.
well, yeah, copy it all and delete the one line just so you don't forget anything.
So it
I've got a
seems like it
question.
did convert it.
Go back up to where it's declaring the attributes. Why are some of them numeric and some of them 90.9, comma 154.9, comma 1321.0?
It's like those ones only have a specified array of values they can have.
Those are pretty long arrays.
Yeah.
I would just assume that they
Be
figure out
numeric.
it's a numeric.
Yeah, it's probably an artifact of the particular converter, right? I mean, because they are numeric.
But at least this way we don't have to do the transpose, because it's picking out the attributes from
Oh.
the top.
Hey, look at that.
It did, didn't it?
Teach you noticing stuff.
So one problem potentially solved here, the
Okay,
attributes.
so let's make sure that, see if it's saved our, art file. See if it's
So
saved that.
where would it have been in downloads?
Yes.
I think it's gonna be
I do not see it, these, second piece out 1280 there.
I do not see GSoft 1280.art,
there. Try giving it a path this time.
Yeah,
okay?
so scroll up, copy our old command.
Um,
I think you can just hit
I'm
the-
trying- An arrow up,
Yeah.
Alright,
And then right before gsoft 1280.art,
put C
Paste.
colon,
just hit paste because you still have the downloads from last time.
control V. And then put a slash,
right.
then try it. Finish redirecting output.
What did the complaint about this time?
Bunch of stuff.
Run.
Same, it
But
didn't,
again, now go see if it put the art file there though. I mean, it can throw errors all it wants, but if it doesn't.
it might have put the output there,
Yeah,
Well, that,
because it did say it's putting the output
redirected
there.
all output over there. Yeah, there's two GSOS 1280s there.
There's an R file,
Okay.
and now what we probably want is, we definitely want to get rid of that bottom line,
Okay.
right? And so let's go ahead and
Close that. Mark up.
save,
Oh, I thought you
Close.
already done that.
what?
I thought you'd already saved it.
Close. So now let's go back to Weka, now that we actually have, okay, and I can't go, why can't I go back to Explorer?
do you still have one open? Go down to the, go down to the Weka symbol at the bottom of the screen.
Yeah.
You still have an Explorer open.
Got you. So now let's open file and see how this goes.
No.
Users. No. Yeah. Nope. Yeah.
So it's not gonna show everything. Here's-
So there's too much.
Here's our attributes. Can we do something with it? That would be the next question. Whether it's nonsense or not,
Yeah.
which at this point,
Looks-
it would be.
Because we didn't
But
have
it
the
shows that
ones
we're
and zeros.
making progress towards.
And so,
Yeah, just leave it at 0R and see if it can figure anything out.
It's starting.
Look at that error.
100%.
So hopefully that process got us somewhere.
Huh.
There we go.
So it doesn't like reading just the CSV files in. It didn't do a very good job. Or
But it,
did we
but
even
it
try
knows
it?
people will put it in that, and it's an easy format to move. the
It's an easy format. So by looking at what the converter does, you can then look at your ARF file and see if your ARF file
Is-
makes sense
yeah.
Mhm.
from your original data.
That's nice that you can see this.
So,
So now we convert our CSV file.
and this is
to
probably
our
going
file.
to,
This is
Well,
see-
no, you guys won't.
Right.
did it
That's
finish?
just-
It
That's
finished,
just
didn't it?
for us
Yeah.
in Florida.
It's done.
Okay, so our.
That's
So,
what
I mean,
Right,
some of
so
the
we
data
parsed the
is,
CSV and
Flawed.
then we gotta convert it to binary.
Something's messed
So
up.
you gotta.
right.
well,
So now this is now, in your case,
looking at each
you still have the,
attribute,
at Adams, you still have a lot of the pre-processing to do,
everything else
okay?
in the
You haven't done the log
Yeah,
normalization, you haven't done,
I understand.
right? So on the 379 group, you don't have the binary
Right.
part.
Uh,
The 470 group does.
Are there any algorithms that do use binary data that we should maybe get it into binary just to try?
I'm not sure in the WECA. There, you could start looking around. Remember, you can add
You could add stuff.
additional algorithms to WECA from that list if you have the later version. There might be some that actually use binary data, which means you need to do more pre-processing. The 479 group has no choice. Right?
Yeah.
So I'll help you also with that part, but that should be easy because that's all can be done within Excel. In fact, I think I talked to you, Pablo,
Yeah.
outside of class about how you can do that.
Right.
Hopefully, and I'll go back to the class here. Oh,
Eric's an idiot.
okay. So hopefully that process
Makes sense.
worked. And what else did Florida say? They
We just tried to hook the arm into the same process with one of our process,
right?
and we just got a whole page full of red text from WECA with all kinds of errors.
Sounds like, are they trying to use it 3 clicks?
Yeah, we want
I mean-
that's not work the way.
Not the way that how I did it when I demonstrated it wasn't working for you. Is that what?
Correct.
What I'm guessing the
Yeah, go ahead.
I would still know, would you tell us what Java version and what Weka version you are using? Because this problem, when I saw you all worked fine, but we could not work, could be the wrong version, mismatching version, typically bring those kind of errors.
Well, what's our version? It's like
The WECA I was using there was the latest version.
No.
No, it was the 3.6. And the Java, I would have
Probably
to.
1.7.
Probably.
The Java, because I didn't want to update the Java.
If you wanna open up the command line, if you type in Java dash version, it should
Right.
tell you if they've included Java in the path on these, I don't
Just
know.
use the keyboard. Hit the Windows key,
Oh, the win.
type
Yeah.
CMD. And
I don't use Windows. That's the problem.
Yeah.
You're also very dependent on the mouse.
It's okay.
I don't use a mouse either, I use a trackpad.
It's okay.
Java,
It's
today's
easy.
minus version.
It's easier for people to talk about stuff they know. You know.
Alright,
You put
Is
it,
it
I
Java?
know, bro. I could be an asshole out there. I'm really good at it.
That's what you're an expert in.
1.7.
So
update.
1.7
Exactly.
Underscore 25.
25.
Update
It's
25.
a little out of date.
Is the version we're using, with Weka 3.6.
3.6. 3.7, 6.
That should, I can try it with 3.7. It's just, it was harder to get to on this computer, so I just used the quick one.
But it worked. I mean, it shouldn't, I don't think they would have changed it.
I think
It's still
3.7
documentation.
should work, but I don't know. This is the IT that I always encounter whenever I do data mining. Computers don't always work the way they should.
Yeah, the problem is they always do exactly what they're told, right?
Right. So, without having access to your computers, I don't know what's going on there.
Might have to share the
I
screen
mean,
or
we've got
something.
Weka 3.7 and we've got Java version 7.
Okay, and then that was not working?
Yeah, no, it's.
Was-
I can send you a
You see, their
screenshot
script
of
should,
the.
their script should be in a .java file. Because we didn't use a script at all, we used a thing, we pop open Weka and hit the simple CLI there and run the Java command.
Right.
Not a
Are you using the command line within Weka?
Because Java sounds like
Yes.
trying to compile.
The simple CLI.
Right. Let me see, I can try it with
With other versions.
the, I can try it again with 3.7, Weka 3.7. Because if it works for us, then I don't, right.
Go back to the simple command line and copy that entire command, so we can save some time. If it's still not.
If it's still there. But I should be able to do an arrow up.
Yeah.
Control C.
And, so I'm gonna bring up,
Now,
I'll share the desktop. And I will bring up, I'm trying to remember
Still got a
what,
Weka window open.
do I? Thank you.
Alt tab. I picked your microwave up. And it has. Wow. Wow. That software is broken. Samba is stupid.
So now we're going to,
You must remain focused no matter what.
where was it? I can't remember.
The Weka window's still open, so
But it's right up
Oh,
there.
thank you.
if you try and open another one, it's probably not.
But as soon as you went there,
you did.
okay. Samba, good.
And you should be able to hit escape to close it. Oh, mouse working.
Okay, so now, where was the other Weka? It was in downloads, wasn't it?
No, it was not. It
Still
was
got
on
all the-
C,
That's fine. I'm going to the touring office.
Program files. That's Weka 3.6.
So it was in the 32, the x86. I wonder why we got the x86. Down arrow?
There it is.
Oh man,
There it was.
so frustrated with this shit. Can only imagine how it feels.
Yeah, and that's actually trying to do it.
Probably wants to kill everything here. Yeah, I know how you can do it, guys. I work with this all the time.
So,
I am just saying what he wishes he could say.
Okay, so here's the simple CLI. So I'm in WECA 3.7, and I'm gonna just paste it.
Oh,
Oh, that's very interesting. So
that's different though.
that's not what we were getting.
Yeah, so scroll to the top. Let's start with the top of the errors. Well, the very top says it's already an error.
That looks like it might be the same output that we were getting, because we got a bunch of errors, it's just.
We got a bunch of
easier.
errors, but it worked.
So, okay, so let's go open our R file then, and see if that line. we
Last
deleted is still
line.
there. Or is there now.
So we'll go to,
You already have a bunch of files. So please be full.
I have the, it's right here.
where's downloads? So we're gonna go to that R file.
Yeah, let's see if it if that line's on there at the bottom, because if it is, then it
I got
ran.
errors. I got errors, it works. So there's the art file.
Is it like some, do you have to input some code, or is it just?
It's just command line, you just type.
Nope, it didn't
So
work.
it did not run.
So I'm hearing
Can we
some noise
downgrade
in
it to
Florida.
3.6?
Pardon?
Is it okay if we downgrade to Wi-Fi 3.6 for the ARF output?
For the ARF output, you know, what you could do is you can use 3.6 to get the ARF output, since that seemed to work.
Right, and then.
And then if you want to use additional, once it's in the ARF format, then go to 3.7 if you want to use additional
Because I think that-
algorithms.
Yeah.
So is that the only difference between 3.6 and 3.7?
Is the package manager.
Okay.
Well, obviously, there's other differences, because
Well,
They broke something else.
they broke something,
it's like,
or something's not right. Or something's not working with the particular computer, and so on.
weird. So it's
And
changed
after you
the-
said that, I got errors that you still have the file, I looked for the art file and I have it, but it's completely empty.
It's completely empty. Ours didn't rewrite,
Right.
because we would have been able to tell, because there was that extraneous line at the bottom of ours when we first processed it, and I took it out and saved it again, and when we reran it, it did not reappear, so under 3.7, it didn't write anything for us.
So use 3.6 to do ARF conversion, then.
So, does that make sense to use 3.6 for your conversion into ARF?
And I'll just go ahead and down again.
And if you want to use additional packages using the package manager, then you have to switch to 3.7.
But that's, I mean, that's a simple enough.
Okay, I'll give that a shot tonight.
Okay, sound like a plan?
Alright.
That sounds good.
And we all know where we're headed in terms of processing the data. So we're seeing an end, but there's a lot of steps that still need to transpire.
Now let me guess, people who do this for a living have this as an automated process.
I saw that. Some of my
It depends exactly, right, I mean, if you're doing this for a living and you're not doing research with it where things are constantly changing, you probably are going to build some
Scheme and.
some files that, some programs to aid you along the way. Some helper files. But if in my own, you know, as you're conducting research, you don't know exactly what's happening. You're doing new pieces of information, you have to write new scripts, you have to start, yeah, I mean,
Well,
and this is happening over and over and over
Yeah.
during the development process.
I mean, I guess it really matters whether you're using the same data set or whether you're constantly changing data sets. If
Or
you're,
changing types of data
Yeah, that's
sets.
the thing, right?
And changing algorithms and redoing your features, changing languages, changing this, changing that.
if you've
The
already
more
got-
changes you're making, the more you're gonna have to just keep repeating this
Oh, yeah.
And-
tiresome process. Once things are settled down, you'll have more of a streamlined pipeline.
Well, it comes down to the data itself. I mean, all the steps we're taking here, we're not taking the same steps for the work in Florida.
Right, exactly. So notice you have a different data set.
Yeah,
The gene data set versus the
the weather does.
weather data set. Well, they're totally different
Yeah.
formats. You're gonna have to rethink everything from
Yes.
square one.
Unless you're gonna keep getting like the same format of
Right.
data.
If you're only doing the
Then you can
gene,
use the same
you know, using the gene database, and you're only doing bioinformatics, always using that same database, the format's gonna be pretty
When I click on a picture,
similar
it's
all
not-
the time.
picture just stays